Well, too, I guess we're starting. I didn't realize I even hit the record button. So, yeah. Today, we're going to talk about the Plato 5 Dialogs. This is the Hackett. Um, I really like this book. It's floppy. Um, it's an inexpensive book, but it's like an inexpensive book that I think would last forever. I think I don't know, like $10, maybe probably less. And now I have an affiliation with bookshop.org, but they apparently don't carry the Hackett. I didn't want just to put some random 5 dialogues up there and then it being be a cruddy translation or quality, and then have y'all angry at me. So I'll go on Amazon and find the link to this. This is where I got it from, and I'll put it down below. Not affiliated with Amazon. I don't make a penny on it. But if you are interested in the 5 dialogues, quick and easy link for you down there. Let Jeff Bezos know I sent you. Um, so Plato, right? Um, typically I give like a little background, but I hit record. I didn't even think about doing any back. You all know who Plato is. He um appears to have just like all of his writing seems to be Socrates's teachings, conversations, that sort. I don't know if he actually wrote anything, um, any of his own thoughts or opinions or whatever. So Plato was, I guess you call him like a student of sorts from of Socrates, and I don't like Socrates at all. The dude is a gaslighter. The dude, uh, his dialogues or his arguments, whatever you want to call them, are annoying at best. Um, but they're absolutely fascinating to read. And so Euthyphro, right? We start off with Euthyphro, and um, what were they talking about? Piety, piousness. Um, don't don't kill me. I don't exactly remember what they were discussing, debating. So Socrates likes to pick a word out. I think it was like piety in here, and he asked Euthyphro, essentially if he knows what it is, and Euthyphro, of course, says yes, and Socrates, he he he's aware that he doesn't know everything, and what he does is try to make other people aware that maybe they're not as smart as they think they are. So what Socrates does, he just kind of goes around in circles until Euthyphro is just completely confused as to what's up and what's down, and it's kind of funny, kind of sad, and at one point towards the end, Socrates is like, "All right, let's start from the top," and Euthyphro's like, "I don't have time for your crap, Socrates. I'm out of here. Enjoy your upcoming court date." So then you kind of go into the apology. And the apology is when he's like on trial. He's like it's like his dialogue, I guess, in the courtroom, and he doesn't do anything to make himself any less obnoxious than he did with like Euthyphro or any of the other, I guess, conversations. I'm reading Gorgias right now, Gorgias, whatever, and he is absolutely obnoxious in it. But the apology, so he's on trial, right? And he is speaking for his life. Like, he is facing death, and basically he's on trial for corrupting the youth, and he is just kind of being a jerk. Now, like, if a normal person would be like pleading for their life, right? Like, hey, I'm not that bad of a person, whatever. But anyway, he's going through this kind of long rant, and then just stops, right? And then it says, the jury now gives its verdict of guilty, and Miletus asks for the penalty of death. So then he goes in even farther. He's like, you SOBs, I only needed 30 people to save my life, but you guys, damn you all to hell. The guys that, that that voted for that he was guilty, he is just laying in on him. And then it stops abruptly and goes, the jury now votes again and sentences Socrates to death. And then he goes in again. And it probably isn't supposed to be funny. And it's probably supposed to be deep and enlightening. But I'm like, I wish I was on this jury to vote Socrates to death myself. Like, this dude is obnoxious. So then Crito comes along, and Socrates is sitting on death row. He's eating his last meal. Not literally, but he's on death row. And Crito is like, hey, let's go. We can get you out of here. Like, if we just take you somewhere far, far away, nobody's going to care. We can save your life. It's not a big deal. I'm sure we can have it done. If you're worried about money, I'm a rich man. I am happy to, help you. If you don't want to take my money, there's a whole bunch of other people that are willing to help you. And Socrates basically says, nah, wherever I'll go, I'll just end up in the same position. So, like, Crito's like, hey, come retire. You can live the rest of your days in luxury. And Socrates is not wanting anything of it. Like, it at this point, it's more than comical. He just no F's given at all. And then Meno, he kind of like the like the Euthyphro conversation. I believe they are talking about the definition of virtue, if I'm not mistaken. Again, please forgive me. This stuff is like super. It's not the easiest stuff to read, and it's been a minute. I've been behind on my talking about books, so it's not like super fresh. But like in the middle of it, so basically, is virtue taught, or is it kind of uh, inherent? Like you just born with it, and again, Socrates goes around in circles, drives Meno absolutely nuts. At some point, one of I think it's Meno's slaves comes in and he asks him some like geometry questions, and the slave, who apparently doesn't know any geometry at all, is able to answer them. So then that kind of proves, I guess, Socrates' point that there are past lives and that we retain these knowledges from life to life. And it's interesting. It's way over my head. I feel like I'm going to get a lot more out of Plato on rereads after I've read some more of these ancient Greeks and Romans, because I feel like with Plato I'm a little behind where I should be reading him, but I'm still enjoying it. And then Phaedo, question mark, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I could be completely wrong. This one's really interesting, and it's basically talking about death and the soul, and what the soul is. Is there a soul? Um, and essentially, when the soul leaves the body, how is it just not like poof, like blown away into the wind and stuff? And this one, I feel like is very deserving of quite a few rereads. Just because it's that gosh darn interesting and it's that gosh darn complex. For me, I'm a simpleton, that I think it's going to take a few readings and some other knowledge to kind of grasp what's going on in it. But that's the Plato's 5 dialogues. Let me know down below what I got wrong, what I got right. Have you read them? Have you not read them? Just absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this. And like I said, I'm actually currently reading Gorgias, and I have a symposium on the up to bat. So there's going to be quite a bit of Plato on the channel over the next little while, at least until I get burned out on Plato. But as Seneca says, read deep, not wide. I'm on a Plato kick. I'm going to try to stick with Plato as long as I can and hopefully read all of his stuff. And then I can check him off my bucket list. So that's it for this one, peeps. Cheers.